Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. Effort and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid it. And one path we shall never choose, and that is the path of surrender or submission. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. Mankind must put an end to war before war puts an end to mankind. The best road to progress is freedom's road. Change is the law of life. And those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Do not pray for easy lives. Pray to be stronger men. Our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future. And we are all mortal. Conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. When written in Chinese, the word crisis is composed of two characters. One represents danger and the other represents opportunity. Let us never negotiate out of fear. But let us never fear to negotiate. Man is still the most extraordinary computer of all. One person can make a difference, and everyone should try. The American, by nature, is optimistic. He is experimental, an inventor and a builder who builds best when called upon to build greatly. The ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. The Chinese use two brush strokes to write the word crisis. One brush stroke stands for danger, the other for opportunity. In a crisis, be aware of the danger but recognize the opportunity. If more politicians knew poetry, and more poets knew politics, I am convinced the world would be a little better place in which to live. We are not here to curse the darkness, but to light the candle that can guide us through that darkness to a safe and sane future. All of us do not have equal talent, but all of us should have an equal opportunity to develop our talent. To those whom much is given, much is expected. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Geography has made us neighbors. History has made us friends. Economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies. Those whom God has so joined together, let no man put asunder. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. The true democracy, living and growing and inspiring, puts its faith in the people, faith that the people will not simply elect men who will represent their views ably and faithfully, but will also elect men who will exercise their conscientious judgment, faith that the people will not condemn those whose devotion to principle leads them to unpopular courses, but will reward courage, respect honor, and ultimately recognize right. The human mind is our fundamental resource. The problems with this world cannot possibly be solved by skeptics or cynics whose horizons are limited by the obvious realities. We need people who can dream of things that never were. The ancient Greek definition of happiness was the full use of your powers along lines of excellence. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days. Nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days, nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin. World peace, like community peace, does not require that each man love his neighbor. It requires only that they live together with mutual tolerance, submitting their disputes to a just and peaceful settlement. I see little more important to the future of our country and our civilization than the full recognition of the place of the artist. Neither smiles nor frowns, neither good intentions nor harsh words are a substitute for strength. There is always inequity in life. Some men are killed in war and some men are wounded. Some men never leave the country. Some men are stationed in the Antarctic and some are stationed in San Francisco. It's very hard in military or in personal life to assure complete equality. Life is unfair. We celebrate the past to awaken the future. My call is not to those who believe they belong to the past. My call is to those who believe in the future. I can assure you that every degree of mind and spirit that I possess will be devoted to the long-range interests of the United States and to the cause of freedom around the world. There's an old saying that victory has 100 fathers and defeat is an orphan. I'm the responsible officer of the government. The voters selected us, in short, because they had confidence in our judgment and our ability to exercise that judgment from a position where we could determine what were their own best interest as a part of the nation's interest. And only the very courageous will be able to keep alive the spirit of individualism and dissent which gave birth to this nation, nourished it as an infant, and carried it through its severest tests upon the attainment of its maturity. In a world of danger and trial, peace is our deepest aspiration, and when peace comes we will gladly convert not our swords into plowshares, but our bombs into peaceful reactors, and our planes into space vessels. Pursue peace, the Bible tells us, and we shall pursue it with every effort and every energy that we possess. But it is an unfortunate fact that we can secure peace only by preparing for war. In that case, there is no time to lose. Plan it this afternoon. For I can assure you that we love our country, not for what it was, though it has always been great, not for what it is, though of this we are deeply proud, but for what it someday can, and, through the efforts of us all, someday will be. The new frontier of which I speak is not a set of promises, It is a set of challenges. It sums up not what I intend to offer the American people, but what I intend to ask of them. We shall be judged more by what we do at home than what we preach abroad. We stand today on the edge of a new frontier. I think "Hail to the Chief" has a nice ring to it. It might be said now that I have the best of both worlds. A Harvard education and a Yale degree. A journey to 1,000 miles begins with one step.